ladies and gentlemen, wherever you might be watching around the state or in fact around the country. It's a beautiful, beautiful spring morning here. We're heading for a top of 18 degrees, and I tell you what, September's around the corner, and that only means one thing: it's finals football, and it starts today at the traditional home of footy in Tasmania at North Hobart Oval. And I'm joined today by John Gibb. And John, welcome to Duff TV. Thanks very much for joining us, mate.
No, my pleasure, Tom, and it's absolutely fantastic day here for finals football at the home of footy, and we've got our teams now lining up for the national anthem.
Really, really looking forward to this clash, New Norfolk versus Clarence.
Could I please ask everyone to be upstanding and join in with the umpires and players and officials for the playing of the national anthem.
There you have it. There's something just spine-tingling about listening to the national anthem before a grand final, and the stage is set now for this big game between Clarence and New Norfolk in the under-13As for the girls. We've got 4 12-minute quarters, and for some of these girls, I reckon it's probably the first time that they might have played in a grand final, John, so I reckon there'll be a few nerves.
Oh, there will, and as we always say, that old cliche, that team that is the first one to settle usually might take that at early advantage in the game, but we'll see how we go. We've got a bit of a dewy condition, so we'll test the skills out for these young women, and I'm sure the young ladies from New Norfolk are used to the dewy conditions, but time will tell.
Absolutely, and you're certainly spot on there about settling well. I think for some of these girls, this ground might be quite big for them, and they might not necessarily have played on a ground of this size. So I think goals, particularly early, are going to be really crucial as the captains are joined in the middle with the umpires for the coin toss, the all-important coin toss. And our captains today, Gemma Bosworth, Molly Edmund, who we're going to keep a close eye on. I think she's going to the Beakley Medal on Monday night, I believe.
Yes. And
they're the captains for Clarence, and then we've got Elsie Chaplin there as well, the captain for New Norfolk. It looks like there's 3 girls out there for New Norfolk. I think they might be kicking to the left of your screen.
Yes, they'll be going to the scoreboard end.
Absolutely. So just get their final words of advice and wisdom from their coaches. There's not much really they can do now. It's all up to the players, I guess, to put everything they've been working towards all season into practice here.
Yes, I think right now it's up to the players. The coaches have done everything they can, and we'll see how these players cope with this great experience of actually being in a grand final.
Well, we couldn't ask for a better day either. We're heading for a top of 18 degrees, and it's beautifully sunny conditions at the moment. Obviously probably a little bit dewy. It is 8:45 in the morning, so we're still in winter.
Yes.
Mind you, a few days away from spring.
Now, for those who don't realise, our girls' competition, they play 16 aside. So it just help open up that game, hopefully. So we'll see how we go.
That's exactly right, yeah. So probably avoids a little bit of congestion. So what normally happens there with the 2 players that obviously aren't playing the traditional 18? Where do they sort of come out of a forward pocket or something, or are they?
To be honest, I think that might have how it works. I think Yeah, traditionally she go 5, 5, and 6.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
So the umpire's holding the ball aloft as we get set to get underway. There's that siren. That first centre bounce, all too important. Looks like it's New Norfolk with the first tap, but roved brilliantly by Edmund there. We've already spoken about her early, the captain, and she drives the ball inside 50. Fantastic pickup, however, by Pelham. Can't really get a clear disposal there. Coming through nicely was Jones. Hurried a kick towards centre wing, and this is a big contest early. Tough ball, greasy conditions to pick up. Edmonds there again at the coalface. Ball going nowhere. We'll have a stoppage there on centre wing, so tough footy early. Ball up again. New Norfolk with another hit out. Working in close quarters, just trying to find a possession. It's going to be difficult, I think, early, John, isn't it, just to extract that footy?
Yes, I think that if one of the players can actually get their hands on that football and get out that quick hand pass, we might see something flow.
Already we can see there seems to be a bit of a dominance in the ruck from New Norfolk. She's won the first 3 hit-outs and looks like she might have a clear advantage there in the ruck. So hopefully for New Norfolk that they can capitalise on that.
Yes, that's young Ella Breslin. So here we go. Yes, again, but roved by Clarence nicely.
Feeding a handball out there was Chaplin, the captain for New Norfolk. Oh, fantastic work by Edmund and a beautiful pickup, and she bursts away. Kick towards half forward, and it falls over the back with that greasy conditions. You're going to see a little bit of that today, I reckon, getting out the back. So where are the crummers? Looks like it's sort of held in. What can Clarence muster here? I think they might have found a free kick. It might be going to New Norfolk, I think, and it is. So
there's a reward there for effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head over the football. Quick pass out of the back line there. Bit of a fumble.
Once again, the umpire's found one here, and it might be going to the way of Clarence, and it is. To the co-captain Bosworth, who doesn't... She wastes no time.
No.
That kick's just across the face. It'll go out for a throw-in. So Clarence doing a fair bit of the attacking early. We're only a couple of minutes in, but some positive signs for the Roos. Now, I think New Norfolk might have finished on top in this competition, but it's pretty close between these two teams, so it's a bit hard to tell who might come away with the chocolates as New Norfolk try to extract it out of their back line. It's a dangerous kick into a dangerous spot. Don't want to be turning a footy over there, but a brilliant pickup. Building a nice little wall here is Clarence across half forward. New Norfolk have a little bit of space out the back if they can just surge the footy on, and that's probably going to be the tale of the day, that surge footy mentality, I think, just to get the ball moving forward, and it's going to be a game of territory, no doubt. Another stoppage. Oh no, he's found a free kick. It's going the way of Clarence, and it's going to Ruby Triffett. One of 3 Triffetts out there today for Clarence. Kick towards half forward. Just trying to figure out who's going to pick that ball up. Looks like it's Jones again for New Norfolk. Maybe a holding free there on Bosworth. There was. So a few free kicks early the umpires have found, haven't they? So
they have. They're basically rewarding that player that gets to the ball first.
Which is what we like to see. Which is what big contest coming up here. Great effort there from Benson. Head over the footy. There she goes again. Might have got one in the back.
Yes. And the pleasing thing with this football is the girls aren't trying to kick the ball along the ground. They're actually trying to pick that ball up, which is great to see.
It's a great observation. Here's Jones again, and she just darts away, doesn't she? That's a fantastic effort. If that gets over the back, there might be a chance here. There's Edmund again. Couldn't quite pick the ball up. She'll go again, though. Can she feed it out? Oh, she breaks through a would-be tackler and a second. Scrubby kick towards half forward, but there's Tillard. Nice kick there towards the true full forward position. It gets over the back of the pack. Tapping the ball forward there. Once again is Bosworth. Can she get boot to ball? She can, but it goes across the face of goal in towards that forward pocket, that far forward pocket. There's Tillard again. Trying to get hands on the footy. Once again, those greasy conditions. We have a stoppage. So we're just over 4 minutes into this opening quarter, and I guess you'd say that the majority of footy has been played to the right of screen. That's Clarence's end. And there's a hit out for Clarence. Roved beautifully from New Norfolk, although I think she might not have unfortunately disposed of that correctly. So it's going to be a free kick to Clarence, and she might just take her time here. She's got time. That's Reardon, I think. You look at the replay there, and yeah, that's incorrect disposal, I'm afraid. And the kick goes towards the teeth of goal. Good contest going back with courage there. A great effort. Here's Bosworth again. She's been prominent early. Falls out there. I think it's Edmund, perhaps the sister of the captain Molly, and she gets the first goal of the grand final.
Yes, Ruby Edmund, reward for effort there for Clarence. They've done all the attacking in this quarter. And finally the pressure's told.
There we go. It is a dangerous kick. Obviously didn't quite get the journey there from that kick at goal, but it set it up into a dangerous spot. And I guess repeat entries and good forward pressure from Clarence get their just deserves, I think,
yes.
there. Back in the middle now, and Norfolk, I guess, really need to settle here. And they do. Oh, beautiful work out of the middle. Have a look at that. That's fantastic play by Burke. Drives the footy. So this is their first real look now for New Norfolk, and it's Brown with a handball over to, I think that might have been Heron. And they found a free kick there too. It's going again to Clarence. So very hot on the whistle early, and both teams need to adjust to that as the ball goes to centre wing again. Edmund there, potentially might have got one in the back. She falls over. Ends up with New Norfolk in the hands of Hanlon. Driving ball to half forward. Numbers with Clarence, but it gets over the back there to Heron. Gets it on the boot. Perhaps gets a free kick as well for a high tackle. And that's going to come back.
So Heron just on that 50 or 45 metre line. Will she look to pass that ball off, or will she look for an entry into the goal square?
So she heads to the pocket, doesn't she? Big contest to win here. New Norfolk starting to do a little bit more attacking. You just see the crowds lifting a little bit down this end to the scoreboard end. So some support for New Norfolk. A fantastic pickup. Through traffic goes Harvey with a ball towards the goal square. Will it stay in? It doesn't, but they register their first score. So handy point for New Norfolk. They're on the board.
Yes, they've managed to score in their first 50 entry, which is great to see.
I'm just really, really impressed at the moment with the girls' efforts below their knees, because it is really, really slippery out there at the moment, but they're very clean. It's for sure dangerous kick, but it gets out the back again. Clarence in towards the middle of the ground. Playing in front there, though, was Campbell. Nice pick-up. Heads towards half forward where the numbers are with New Norfolk, but it gets over the back. There's Burke again. Oh, fantastic effort there from the Clarence play. Can she get boot to ball? She can't. So the pressure's lifted from New Norfolk as they're going to go inside 50, you would think again. Wasting no time, they play on. Drives the ball into the pocket there. It might go out of bounds. We might have a stoppage here. Oh no, it stays in play. It stays in play for Chaplin. What can she do? I don't know if she's disposed of that one correctly either. It might be holding the ball. But they're creating some chances.
They are. Nice pressure there from Elsie Chaplin to keep that ball in the 50.
Kick across goal, once again pretty dangerous. Callanan there, famous name at Clarence for sure. And a nice tackle she's laid there on Brown. So over halfway through this first term now, and it's one straight 6, Clarence leading New Norfolk one behind. It's pretty hard to get a clear possession there out on the far side. Just sort of repeat stoppages at the moment. That might have gone out of play. They might have a throw in. So I think both teams have settled now. I reckon it's the first 4 or 5 minutes was sort of played predominantly in Clarence's half, and now New Norfolk gaining a bit of ascendancy. Braslin again in the ruck, I think. Have they found a free kick here? Who's that going to? Or are they going to do another? They're going to do another. They're going to do it again. Good tap there from Clarence at ground level. It's really, really hard to get any clear possessions at the moment, so it's a bit stagnant. Kick out of the congestion from Clarence heading towards Bosworth again, who gets pushed off the ball. Kicked into the own player there by New Norfolk, so can they get a clear possession? Not quite. What have they found? A throw, have they? Or it's a free kick. Is it going in?
Correct disposal, I think. And that more attacking pressure there from Clarence, who are tackling.
They are. I think that might be Ava Triffett there. So there's Triffetts and Chaplins everywhere out there today on North Hobart Oval. Good contest there, wasn't it? There's Brown again for New Norfolk. She's been in the thick of things. Trying to get clear possession. His fall to Pearce. Here's Brown again. Ball seems to have just been stuck out on that far side, John, for a few minutes now, hasn't it?
Traditionally at North Hobart, this is what we refer to the scoreboard pocket.
Yep.
And even though the football ground is perfectly level, we find these days, traditionally, this still is the dead pocket.
Absolutely. So what can happen? Can Clarence try and be brave and try and affect the switch here, or are we just going to... We've got 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Do you think it's an important 2 minutes? Can New Norfolk get a major on the board, as they've done pretty much all the attacking for the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes? And here they go through Hanlon. Wheels onto that right boot. Gets a bit of clear air now, and there's a bit of space. If she can pick up and collect, it's Heron again. Seems to be finding a little bit of space when it's hard for that to be found.
I think also the ball's obviously wet with this dew, as we can see there on the screen. The ground has definitely got a lot of dew on it.
Absolutely. There's Braslin again in the ruck. Woodward there working hard. Nice pick up, dispossessed, goes again. No, that's fantastic play. Where's she going to go with this one? Now we're down the middle, so this is an area of the ground that we haven't seen for a little while. It's a beautiful pick up. What's she going to do? She evades one. That's Edmund again. I think she's been resting forward for the last few minutes. Loses possession of the ball, but she goes and gets it again. Beautiful kick towards. Geez, this will hurt New Norfolk, because there's clear space here for Clarence if they can find something. We've got 1 minute left in this quarter. Edmund buttering up again. Quick kick towards full forward, and there's space out the back here if they can run onto it. New Norfolk getting back first. They've got to try and clear the space. It's a dangerous kick. 25 from goal. Can Clarence pick up the ball cleanly? They can't, and it's New Norfolk, and they repel with a beautiful 30-metre kick into the centre of the ground. Here's Brown again. She's got 3 to beat though, so where's the cavalry? Is it going to arrive for New Norfolk? And I think perhaps time might beat both sides here, but it's been an enthralling first quarter of footy, that's for sure. Once again, Braslin in the ruck. Working in close quarters, gets a left foot boot to the ball. In the middle of the ground, we're going to get that siren now, I think, to signal the end of the first quarter. It's a great quarter of footy. As we said at the start, it's going to be low scoring. We think those early goals are really important. We only saw one of them in that first quarter, but what are your thoughts at quarter time, John?
Well, looking at the game so far, I don't think there's any grand final nerves out there. I think both teams have applied themselves quite well, as we've observed. Both teams are trying to pick that football up. Not the best conditions 8:45 in the morning, as we know, but to the girls' credit, it's great to see them endeavouring to collect that football. It is getting congested around the contest, so it'll be interesting as the game progresses which team can actually start to clear that ball out from these contests, who's actually going to be on the other side of the contest to take advantage of those footballs as they start coming out. Absolutely,
well said, and they've got a well-earned break too, both these teams now, so they'll take a couple of minutes just to rejuvenate, get a few words from the coaches, and we might take a couple of minutes break here as well. But on the Brighton Best Bakehouse scoreboard, it's Clarence 1 straight 6. They lead New Norfolk 1 behind. It's grand final day here. It's our under 13 girls going at it at the moment. We'll be back. You're watching Duff TV. So welcome back to North Hobart Oval. You're watching Duff TV here. This is the grand final of the under 13As between New Norfolk and Clarence. It's Clarence 1 straight 6, leading New Norfolk 1 behind. I'm Tom Green. You're joined in the commentary box by John Gibb, and we were very, very impressed with the first quarter action of these girls and how hard and I guess the attack on the footy was outstanding. Let's see if that can continue into the second quarter. I wonder if they've just had... What do you think the coaches might have said to them at quarter time during that break, John?
I don't think the coaches would have done much more than reinforce the basics, because that's all you can do in a grand final. Just reinforce the basics, and what they've been doing all year hopefully will come to fruition for one of these teams. Here we go.
And we've seen, I think it's Braslin in the ruck for New Norfolk, who's been very, very prominent early. She once again wins that tap, and straight down to Edmund, who was really, really busy in that opening quarter. I think they rested her forward towards the end, though, when New Norfolk were pressing. There's Brown again at the coalface, as she has been to start this match. We're going to have another ball up. So we did see some repeat stoppages, and it started to get a little bit scrappy in the second half of that first quarter. That sort of bees to a honeypot philosophy, I guess, that we spoke about off air at quarter time was sort of becoming evident, I guess, as the ball goes towards half forward for New Norfolk, but leading in the race there is Forder Pearce. Gets a handball out into clear air, trying to extract it there with the helmet on. That's a great effort.
That's New Norfolk captain Chaplin.
Yeah, that's Chaplin again, yeah.
Who's showing some early efforts there in that first few minutes of this quarter.
There's the ball heading out towards Forder Pearce. Great handball. She just knew that there was a player there in Ava Triffett. Couldn't quite get clean hands to the ball. We can have another ball up. So we speak about it a lot, but I think the first goal of this second quarter is very, very important. Once again, it's 12-minute quarters for these girls as well, so things happen pretty quickly. These quarters go pretty quickly, so scoreboard pressure is important, especially in grand finals as well. Another ball up again, Braslin in the ruck, but a good contest there by Tilliard. Good pick up there by Jones. Just gets a boot to ball, I think, as New Norfolk will have that first real look inside 50, but a great pick up and driving it out of the back line into a bit of space. Playing in front there was Clarence, but a beautiful pick up by the New Norfolk player. Heads towards the middle of the ground, and New Norfolk have the numbers here, so they've just got to work this out between them. Good handball in a bit of space. Now goes Jones, drives it inside 50, out the back. New Norfolk, can they pick up the ball cleanly? Gets a handball out. Oh, they found a free kick. I wouldn't mind watching that one on the replay. I think perhaps they might have got a handball on that.
Yes, I thought that was a correct disposal.
Let's have a look at that.
The umpire's a lot closer than us.
Perhaps, I'm not sure about that one. Heads out towards the commentary side here. Really the first time. It's a great tackle, isn't it?
Chaplin once again leading the team. Terrific tackle. Umpire didn't call that, so it was play on. So once again, we've got Brown. Clearance up the side into the forward 50 just. Lots of tackling pressure here. Desperation by both teams. And we have a boundary throw in just in the right forward pocket for New Norfolk.
It's great finals footy, isn't it? I think you notice that with finals in any league. I think it's just defence, 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 and we're seeing that pressure on display today by both sides. It's fantastic to watch.
Beautiful throw once again. Braslin in the ruck for New Norfolk. Seems to be doing all the ruck.
At the back of the pack, though, it's a nice pick-up from Chaplin. And I think Clarence have been rewarded once again, and as the umpires have done all day today, which is great, they've been rewarding, I guess, that tackle pressure.
Yes.
At the back of the pack, though, go New Norfolk. Once again, they pick the ball up. What can they do here? Here's Hanlon working in tight quarters. It stays in play, though, I think now, finally. It's out of play, and we'll have a throw in. So the ball spending a little bit of time to the right of screen, as it did in the first few minutes of that first quarter when Clarence did a bit of attacking. We saw them get a goal for their efforts. Can New Norfolk capitalise here?
Breslin again in the ruck for Norfolk. Chaplin again, first to the ball.
Jesus, she's an exciting prospect, I tell you what. She'll be at the Beakley Medal on Monday night. And there's another Chaplin too. So there's Chaplins everywhere for New Norfolk, as we've mentioned. Once again, a free kick being picked out there, holding the ball. It's going the way of Clarence. It's a beautiful looking kick. And in a bit of space there, I think that might be... is that Bosworth, the captain as well?
Again.
Yep.
Oh, terrific tackle.
Tell you what, they're certainly hot on the whistle, aren't they? It's good though, because it keeps the play moving, I guess, doesn't it? So it's another free kick's been picked out there for Clarence, and that's Audrey Triffett. So we've got 3 Triffetts out there for Clarence playing, and then we've also got the coach and the manager being a Triffett too. So they're everywhere as well for the Roos as the ball goes towards Bosworth there again. Braslin's working in tight quarters. Nice pick up from Hanlon, but
caught with the ball.
They found a free kick out there, going the of Clarence again. So
the tactical pressure of Clarence has certainly shown at the start of this quarter.
They get their first real look for this second quarter. A nice pick up, and she puts the jets on and runs away from the pack. She's run a long way. Reardon with a shot towards goal. It's just off to the near side, one behind. But geez, there was a burst of speed there.
Yes, she gave herself every opportunity to straighten up, but just not quite.
Have a look at that one on the Barwick's replay there, and guess perhaps maybe just needed a left foot there. She went to her right and couldn't bring it back enough. And here's Braslin, so she's been doing some excellent work in the ruck, and now she's got to go down and pick the ball up, and she does a fantastic job. Tries to clear the congestion. Jones, who's been really, really busy, probably one of the better players so far, I would say, for New Norfolk in the middle of the ground. Might be Campbell there. Can't get clear possession. Gets a handball out though, which was nice. Trying to burst through the pack, go New Norfolk. Picked up there from Callanan, but she's taken in a great tackle.
Chaplin once again, tackling pressure from New Norfolk there.
I think the captains from both sides have been clearly standouts. Edmund and Bosworth in particular for Clarence, and then Chaplin with the helmets doing some fantastic work for New Norfolk. Oh, little spinning pirouette there, that was fantastic. Gets the clearing kick away, but only as far as Burke. Did a couple of good things in that first quarter. Can she pick that ball up cleanly? She can. She finally gets it. Some nice evasive skill as well. Gets boot to ball. New Norfolk with a couple of numbers here through the middle of the ground. Need to pick the ball up cleanly again. Can't do so, and it's Clarence who tried to repel there. I think that might have been Williams. Picked up from New Norfolk. Jones again's there. Of course she is. She's everywhere. Trying to get clear possession. Unable to do so. New Norfolk fighting over the same footy there, a couple of girls. And the umpire's can't separate them, so he's gonna ball it up. Braslin again with a fantastically executed tap to Harvey, and look at her go. A nice driving ball. Playing in front is Clarence, though. That's a great effort there. Oh, fantastic pickup there as well by Loomer, is it?
Service Loomer. Fantastic clearance.
Over to centre wing now, and the race is on, and it's Burke. Goes to ground, unfortunately, then picks the ball up. She might be gone, though. Once again, a fantastic tackle by Clarence there on the outer side. And that's Edmund. She's going to have to come back over a mark, though, I believe. She's found a target. It's a beautiful kick. Here's Edmund. We haven't seen a lot of her in this second quarter. It's a beautiful driving ball there towards full forward. Nice pick up from New Norfolk. Clarence is everywhere here, though. Can they get the handball? They just need to talk this and work this one out. Needs to get on the boots. Gets the kick away. She's going to have to go and get her own footy, though, by the looks of things. There's Callanan again. She's starting to get busy off the ground. That's the first soccer off the ground I think we've seen today, which has been good by the girls. They're getting down and picking the ball up. New Norfolk with a clearing ball now towards half back. What can they do here? But it's all Clarence again. And putting the jets on is Edmund, the captain. starting to really insert her authority in this quarter now. Great pickup by Reardon. We've seen a little bit of her in this quarter, but she could not get past Benson. That's holding the ball. Gives her a little bit to go on with as well too, as we look at that one on the replay as well. So daring stuff there by Reardon, but unfortunately she broke one tackle, couldn't get through the second. Turnover though. Chance for Tillard. Good pick up again. Gets boot to ball, so that's fine.
The tackling pressure here in Clarence's forward line is, and again we have another bump off the football.
Edmund again with a handball out, but only
you have to be quick.
Yeah. New Norfolk working in tight quarters. Well, potentially didn't have the footy there as Edmund again goes to work. I don't think she's disposed of that one correctly though. As we've only got a couple of minutes left in this second quarter. We yet to see a goal in the second term. So what can happen here is that clearing ball is heading out towards the wing on the commentary side. Pushed off the ball. There was a couple of Clarence players. I think Triffett might have been one of them. That's Ava. We hear the coaches barking instructions there from the sidelines to reset as the crowd is really, really building here at North Hobart Oval. It's fantastic to see them flocking in for this grand final. And repeat stoppages seems to be the theme at the moment. It's hard to get clear. Here's Burke again. What can she do? Picked up brilliantly there by Chaplin. I think again, Edmund just playing that kick behind the play there and being a little bit busy now too. So that kick towards centre half forward sort of bounced backwards towards the Clarence player there in Ruby Edmund, and another ball up. So we're down towards 1 minute left now in the second quarter. Wonder if Clarence can find their way towards goal here.
Rosalind Tillard to do the ruck again. And then we have more tackling pressure. The ball's cleared out.
Perfectly by Loon, and here goes Reardon. She finds herself once again in some space. Price for a free kick, yeah.
Reardon again.
And a ball up again. So with 40 seconds left now in the first half, what can Clarence do? They're probably the only team that can really score, I reckon. So there's Burke, just gets a handball away. Lots of pressure coming here from Clarence. What can they do?
I think we might have had a high tackle there by Reardon, trying to keep that ball in the forward 50.
Absolutely, but it just relieves a little bit of pressure. Dangerous kick, and I think they've just spoiled themselves there. Have New Norfolk extracting it again? No, yeah, that's Bronte Jones. She's been fantastic in this first half. Handball from New Norfolk, and that should probably do us now, I reckon. They've done enough. Yep, absolutely. So there it is. That's the first half. Done and dusted in this grand final. It's the under-13 girls, New Norfolk and Clarence. And on the Brighton Best Bakehouse scoreboard, it's Clarence 1-1-7. They lead New Norfolk one behind. So we didn't register a goal in that quarter, but it's tight, it's tough, it's finals footy. The tackling pressure has been a highlight, I think, for both teams. Would you agree with that, John?
I would. I think the players know now when they get that ball off the ground, they really have to take that first option, because if they pause, they're going to get tackled. And the other noticeable observation from that quarter was both captains in Chaplin and Edmund are starting to dominate the game and getting more on the ball.
Absolutely, they're starting to, I guess, insert their authority on this contest, and as good captains do, they stand up when it matters, and this, I guess, is a grand final, so it's a fantastic effort from both Chaplin and Edmund and all players at the moment. They're having a red-hot crack at the moment. So I guess the first few minutes of that second half are going to be really, really important. The weather seems to be drying up out there, so conditions are more favourable. So hopefully it opens up a little bit in the second half. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be back on Duff T very, very shortly. But it's Clarence 1-1-7, and they lead New Norfolk one behind. You're watching grand final between New Norfolk and Clarence. This is the under-13s. It's a very, very tight contest at the moment. It's 1 goal, Clarence, 1-1-7. They lead New Norfolk 1 behind as the ball's held aloft to start this second half. And I'll tell you what, the first few minutes here is going to be very, very important as Braslin in the ruck again. She's been dominant all day. And that midfield of New Norfolk, we just spoke off air, John, didn't we, about the importance of Chaplin, Burke, Brown and Jones in there, who have been very, very busy throughout the course of this game. And can they get a little bit of reward for effort in there? There's Burke again, winning that tap from Braslin. Braslin goes and picks up her own footy there, heads towards half forward, and there is Brown. So those names we speak of are busy early for New Norfolk, and there I reckon might have even been Chaplin as the kick towards full forward. It's over the back. You can hear the crowd in the background really, really getting behind this. The pickup, can she get boot to ball? She can't. That was Chaplin, Briley Chaplin. She's been dispossessed by Luma.
Oh, no, it's a free kick, yes.
A free kick there. And that's a couple of times now that she's been rewarded for some fantastic tackle pressure in that back line. So she's probably saved a couple of scoring opportunities there, I reckon, on that last line of defence. Yes. This ball scrambles out. Braslin, a nice little pick up below her knees, kick towards full forward, but playing in front is the Clarence defender, and that's important. Can they repel now and transition towards their forward line, Clarence? But it's a nice pick up. Once again, I think that might have been Brown. And there's Chaplin, the captain. She finds herself in a heap of space and she splits the middle. New Norfolk on the board with their first major, and they're up and about.
As we were saying before, Braslin's dominating in the ruck now for New Norfolk, and those on ballers for New Norfolk, Brown, Jones and the captain Chaplin, have taken advantage of these ruck wins.
Absolutely. We did speak about that before, didn't we, just before we came back on air, that I think maybe they just got a little bit more depth in that midfield half-forward area of the ground, New Norfolk, and can they start to capitalise on the dominance, I guess, that Braslin is giving first use to these midfielders out of the middle of the ground. And we've seen there now they've had that reward and they've got that first goal back in the middle. Nice even contest there, though. By, I think they've got Bosworth, the captain, in there. Oh, that's a fantastic tackle and been rewarded.
Yes, Jones, if she'd got away with that, we would have had another forward entry for New Norfolk.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic to Bosworth. Bosworth quickly getting that forward entry. New Norfolk. Oh, tackling pressure again. Fantastic.
Clean pickup was brilliant. She was dispossessed. Incorrect disposal. Yep.
Pelham was a little bit slow getting rid of it.
Was that Bosworth again, I think? So she's had a really, really good minute or two there. There's Edmund, so captain to captain for Clarence. Oh, that's a great tackle, and I reckon incorrect disposal again.
Yes.
It's going to be a shot on goal.
Yes, Cashin was caught with the football, just tried too much.
And I think we might have Loon here with the ball. She's just got to take a few steps back off the mark. She's getting very close to the man on the mark. She plays on, though. Heads towards goal. It's right towards goal. Lets it bounce. Oh, have they found one? I think they have. So point blank range, it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a shot on goal to Reardon. And we spoke about her just before as well, and the impact that she had in the second quarter, and she might get a goal now. And that's a reward for her because she's been working really, really hard. And well, I guess we're nearly 4 minutes into this second half, and the game's starting to open up now. I guess the conditions are a little bit better for footy. It's a bit easier to pick that ball up cleanly, and we're seeing that now. So there's a bit of clear air, and they're getting the ball into space a little bit more. And that's the second goal that we've had in this quarter. So we only had the one in the first half. We're 4 minutes into the second half, and we've had 2 goals now. Might be an official warning there potentially for New Norfolk as they swing a couple of changes.
So Braslin and Bosworth to ruck again.
Tell you what, Bosworth's been playing a number of positions today, hasn't she? Free kick's been found out there to Harvey, so New Norfolk with this clearance making the most of their dominance, I guess, in the ruck, and that might be, is that Braslin?
That's Braslin.
Yep.
Great positioning by Breslin to go forward straight after that ruck contest.
It's a big play here, big play numbers potentially here with New Norfolk. There's Burke at the bottom of the pack there at the coalface again.
I think Burke might have been a little bit fortunate then. Yeah, she did fall on the football.
Dive on the ball, didn't she?
Again, Breslin with a ruck.
And Jones, can she get through that tackle? She gets the handball out nicely. And she goes again, does Jones. And another fantastic tackle from Clarence. She's been rewarded, I think.
Yes, nicely wrapped up there by the Clarence defender. Again, Jones, though, showing signs here of having an impact on the game. As we see Edmund for Clarence, Mark, getting a clearance out of the 50.
Safe hands for sure there, and that one gets over the back, so a little bit of space. She's got to turn around there because she might be used. The Clarence player who's coming to the bench for a rest. Push in the back they've found, and I tell you what, the New Norfolk supporters there showing their appreciation for that one. What's happening here? We've got someone down behind play here in the forward pocket for New Norfolk, so we're going to have to keep a bit of an eye on this one. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see it. Did you see what happened there, John?
I didn't actually see that. I think after Edmund had disposed of the ball, somebody may have received a knock, but
we've just seen it on the replay here, and she has gone down. I think it was accidental, and there might not have been any malice in it.
When a player goes to ground, the first thing sports trainers look for is that head hitting the ground.
Absolutely. It's
but this could be anything, of course.
It's certainly very, very prevalent in the game at the moment, that conversation around concussion. And maybe a clash of heads or something like that.
Yes, there was a shoulder.
Absolutely.
And the head hitting the ground.
I think both of those things would have been factors there.
Yes.
I can't quite find out who that player was for New Norfolk, but it's a fantastic effort there to apply that pressure, and certainly she's come off second best, and we hope that she's okay there.
Yes. And the medical staff are doing a terrific job here, and young ladies moving, so there's nothing to...
I think it might be Britton there, number 11 for New Norfolk. Jenna Lee, Britton. So it's a fantastic effort, and she gets the applause from the crowd that she deserves, because it's a fantastic contest there, and I think it might come back. There's a free kick. There was a free kick. Was it going to New Norfolk?
I think it might have been going to New Norfolk. At first there I thought it might have been a Clarence reward, but it might have been a high tackle.
So obviously our thoughts at the moment with the welfare there of Jenna Lee Britton. It's a fantastic effort from her. She makes her way towards the bench, but it's great to see that she's up though, isn't it?
It is. It's great. She's walking to the bench, and that's fantastic to see.
Obviously in a bit of discomfort. Fantastic to see the support, I guess, in the crowd from both teams and onlookers there. So she seems okay though.
Bit of a nod of the head, so it's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep you posted there as well. Back to play now though, and it is a free kick, and it's going to Harvey, and she plays on. She wastes no time. She's going to drive it inside the 50. Massive contest here. Both players go up for the ball. Forward to Pearce with a handball into a sort of a dangerous area as Brown is lurking. And once again at the bottom of that pack is Burke. We'll have a ball up. So
yes, if the defenders tend to dispose of that ball at the centre of the 50, they can always come back.
It's a dangerous spot to turn the ball over. As Bosworth is trying to get down and pick that footy up. It is Clarence, but they're going to try and extract and have another ball up. Tell you what, the crowd is really, really building here, and they're making some noise down at ground level as well. So they're really, really invested in this contest, as are we in the commentary box. And it's a really, really pivotal stage of this match now, with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. What can Breslin do? I'll tell you what, she's been fantastic in the ruck, but around the ground she's starting to insert a little bit of dominance as well.
She is endeavouring to get that football herself, which is great to see from the taller players. Again, Breslin.
Yep. There's Jones again, so she gets pushed off the ball, maybe a little bit too easily, as it's Edmund with a burst of speed. We've seen that a few times this morning. The kick towards half forward, she's going to go and butter it up. It's 3-on-1 here for Clarence. What can they do with that extra number? They emerge from the pack, so I'll tell you what, the majority of the ball's been spent towards the left of screen, but it's Edmund again for Clarence. This will be really against the run of play, some might think. There's Reardon again at full forward, working away in close quarters. A nice pickup. They're going to have to ball this one up, I reckon.
The play there from Edmund to clear that ball from the right street wing and then to follow
a couple of times. Yeah,
she followed her disposal.
Nice even ruck contest there. So it wasn't Braslin this time in the ruck, but it is Brown though. That all too familiar number 7 running out of half back now for New Norfolk. There goes Jones, picks the ball up, wheels onto that right boot. A scrappy sort of kick, only gains about 20 metres as they head towards the wing. It's sort of half back now for New Norfolk. What can they do? There's a handball out the back. They found a free kick though, and it's going the way of Clarence. So I think it might have been for a throw. Who's going to take that ball? Yeah, it is Clarence. So they've won the free kick here. Kick inside the 50, numbers again with the Roos, out the back of the pack is New Norfolk though. So can they repel? Brown again. Hurried sort of kick there. It's about 55 metres out on that far side here of the Clarence goal. Once again, getting a little bit scrappy. Ooh, potentially in the back there. No, we're going to have a ball up. So in the shadows of three-quarter time now, a couple of minutes left in this quarter. It's 1 goal the difference, so the same margin we had at half-time. We've seen a goal apiece, though, in this quarter as New Norfolk have probably looked to the better side, I think, and potentially more damaging, especially in these these clearances, I guess. But it's Clarence this time with possession. Found a free kick out. I'll tell you what the umpires have been. They've been really, really consistent with that holding the ball, haven't they? Yeah. As it's Brown again, heading towards the wing. So a couple, 2-on-1 here for New Norfolk, 3-on-1 now. So they've got a sheer weight of numbers as all players seem to be trying to hunt that footy. And it's Clarence who emerge with the ball. Only as far as the New Norfolk player there in Brown again. Dispossessed. Stacks on the mill. We'll have a ball up again. There's Burke at the centre of it again. Got a couple of minutes left now of the third term. There's a ball up there. So the scoreboard shows 1 minute 30, but our scoreboard shows there's probably 30 seconds. So
Jones clearing the ball out of that contest.
Big contest to win here, isn't it? And it's Clarence again who emerge with the footy. That kick's probably not 15. Is that Edmund again? I think it might have been. That kick's a beautiful one towards half forward now, and a big play again here coming up. Who's going to win this ball? I think that might be Bosworth in there. She does. She's clean, isn't she? And she gets a kick. It's a chaos ball that Dwayne Russell talks about. And they picked out a free kick. It's going to Clarence here. So we really don't have very long left in this third quarter. What can Clarence muster?
Quickly plays on Tilliard. Will she have a shot for goal?
Heads towards full forward, the teeth of goal again. Great pick up there by Edmund. Dispossessed, incorrect disposal, free kick to New Norfolk, and that was such an important tackle with only 30 seconds left of this quarter. A goal to Clarence would have been heartbreaking, I reckon, for New Norfolk. Still a chance though. Great pick up there from Callanan. Didn't get a lot of boot to ball, but it lands in Bosworth's hands with a quick snap towards goal, and it's rolled through. So that's the one that Clarence wanted. Heartbreak for New Norfolk. Right on the shadows of three-quarter time. She didn't get much of the boot to ball there, did Callanan, but it worked though, didn't it? And Bosworth with a clear pickup, and I guess play of the day. There's your siren to signal the end of the third quarter. And Clarence with that all-important goal. So they kick the last 2 goals of that quarter. They lead 3-1-19. New Norfolk 1-1-7 on the Brighton Best Bakehouse scoreboard. And I tell you what, with 1 quarter to go, it's 12 minutes of footy. And I guess New Norfolk still have some firepower in that middle of the ground. We know they're getting first use of the ball out of the ruck. And they can score quickly. They've only scored the 1 goal so far, but I tell you what, It's beautiful conditions now, and anything can happen. Would you say, John, in this last quarter?
Yes, just opportune there for Bosworth to take advantage and get that quick kick in right on the siren, and fortunate for Clarence, the ball did bounce the right way. I think New Norfolk are sort of dominating around the stoppages, but Clarence's tackling intensity has definitely kept them in the game, and their forward entries in that quarter have rewarded them with 2 goals, and I think
yeah, I guess, well, they call it the premiership quarter, don't they? And I guess it was Clarence in the end that were fortunate enough to have a bit of that scoreboard pressure. So it was a fantastic quarter of footy, actually, the best we've seen so far today, as the game looks to open up. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the all-important final quarter in this grand final. It's Clarence 3-1-19. They lead New Norfolk 1-1-7. You're watching Duff TV. Welcome back to North Hobart Oval, when the stage is set for a fantastic final quarter in this grand final. As the STJFL grand finals get underway today, and we've got a big few weeks ahead of us. It's fantastic to see, and it's been a fantastic start to our finals campaign. It's Clarence at the moment. They lead 3-1-19. New Norfolk 1-1-7. It's all set up though, John, for a fantastic final quarter here.
It is, and I just noticed Callanan's into the middle of the ground too,
yep,
which might be a ploy from Coach Treffett for Clarence.
Yep, absolutely, and here we go. So I think this first set of clearance is really, really important. New Norfolk, I guess, trailing by 2 goals, need to probably get a little bit of scoreboard pressure going. She tries to break through a couple of tackles and can't get through. So the free kick has been picked out there to the captain in Edmund again, who's almost probably been best on ground for Clarence. She's been excellent. Heads towards Bosworth there, working in close quarters. Once again, second and third efforts from the co-captain there for Clarence. A great effort. There's Chaplin. Handball out was nice. Potentially didn't have the footy. There's Edmund again. Hard to find that clear ball at the moment. Another ball up. So With these 12-minute quarters, it starts to become a little bit of a time thing for New Norfolk now, so they probably need that early goal just to really give them a sense of hope.
Yes, I think New Norfolk will have to concentrate on moving the ball up the middle of the ground.
They probably can't mess around with it too much. There's Harvey. Braslin works a handball out towards Pelham. Nice tackle there from the Clarence player in the middle of the ground. There's Chaplin again. Braslin. It's really, really hard to get any clean disposals out of there. Now they're a chance, though. Here they go through Brown. A driving ball towards half forward. This is a massive play. It's Burke. What can she do? She arches the back. Tries to take on too many, doesn't she? And it's holding the footy. A fantastic tackle. That time by Falder Pearce. Wasn't that brilliant?
That was fantastic. If Burke was going to clear that ball.
I'll tell you what, though, that's the sort of play they need to be doing, though, from New Norfolk,
yes.
And that was good from Burke, but unlucky. Braslin there potentially didn't have the footy. There's Brown going back in to win it. Braslin again there. Gets the handball out. Chaplin underneath all that, trying to win a handball.
Chaplin again.
There's Edmund, a class above a little bit in the middle at certain stages. She's been fantastic, really, really clean below her knees. A great pickup. Half forward now for Clarence. His loan. Jeez, I don't know if she got a boot to ball. No, that's holding the footy. So they've got to go now. They've got to go. They've got to take some risks. Use the corridor. Perhaps switch the play a little bit here. Really try and open this game up now. Because what Clarence want, they want repeat stoppages. They want, it's a risky kick, but I think it's what they needed to do. And they found some space. A clean pickup is what they need. It's a great tackle, though.
Fantastic tackle.
And it's been the highlight of the day. Both teams, but in particular Clarence, I think. And it might be the difference in the end, I reckon. Doesn't look like there's someone wants to man the mark. Finally, Chaplin takes that responsibility, but it's Bosworth with a footy. Doesn't get a lot of that, but it gets to the back of the pack there towards Edmund. That's Emily Edmund. Picked up by Pelham. Ball spills out now. Bosworth again. Working in tight quarters. Chaplin. Can she get clean hands on it? To the wrong end of the ground for New Norfolk, that's for sure, though. They really, really need to start getting that footy moving forward because time now has become a real factor.
Bosworth wins the ruck for Clarence.
Deep inside forward 50. Can they get a boot to ball, Clarence, and potentially put this game to bed? You'd think a goal to the Roos might just about do it. That might have been Brown getting the ball moving forward for New Norfolk. Great pick-up. Here's their chance now. Can it get to the back of the pack? Clarence leading the race. It's Falder Pearce. Picked up beautifully there by Ava Triffett. I think there might have been a high tackle that's been picked out there, much to the displeasure of the New Norfolk fans in the crowd, but it's going to Triffett. Kick towards half forward. There's Williams there. Oh, fantastic pickup by Pelham. She's been busy as well throughout the course of this match. Great pickup again by Ava Triffett, having a good couple of minutes.
Bosworth,
yep.
First the ball, head over the ball, just laying a tackle.
Just going to ground there, I think was Hanlon. Might have just been a bit sore there too, maybe in the ribs. Can Brown pick the footy up? Who's there for New Norfolk? What have they found here, the umpire? They found a free kick. It's going the way of New Norfolk, and they've got to go now. They really need to go. She takes off. Braslin there. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Gets a handball out, though. That's fine. Silliphant might have got one over the shoulder. Nothing doing. Scrappy kick out. Still in the Clarence's 450, though, so that won't worry the Roos one bit. They've just got to surge that ball forward now. Off the ground, what can they do? New Norfolk, this is a big play, you sense. Look at the pack of players, though. There's 25 players around that footy at the moment, I'd say. And that's not what New Norfolk need. They need to spread out. They need to find some space. They need to get that ball moving forward. Because with 7 minutes left of this grand final, time is of the essence. There's Burke in there as well.
Yes, Clarence. His backline has come past the centre line.
Yeah.
We've got a congestion around the football, waiting for the umpire to blow his whistle.
And nothing doing. There's Edmund again, Ruby Edmund this time. Nice pick up, slung off the ball, but Clarence have a bit of space out the back here. This one, she could put it to bed here if she picks it up. Tilliard, not quite. There's Burke again, I reckon, there for New Norfolk. Bit of a scrubby sort of kick, but it gets out the back of the pack. Now Bosworth again. There's Brown. Picked up nicely by Harvey. Emerges from the congestion. New Norfolk have a couple of players out the back if they can get it there. Down a free kick. It's holding the ball, so it's going to New Norfolk. Here they go. So halfway through this final quarter, they've got themselves a free. And for the first time really in this last term, they're going to have a foray forward, and it needs to be a positive one and probably end up in a score. Although it looks like there might be a turnover now. Here we go, there's Burke again. Oh, gee, she's been fantastic. Gets a boot to ball towards centre wing now. Who can get their hands on the footy? It's New Norfolk. But they're wrapped up, gang tackled, you would say, by the Clarence midfielders there. Have another ball up. Is it Braslin? Yeah, there she is. Ends up with New Norfolk. They just need to get that ball moving forward now, really, at all costs. Clarence with an extra number. Who can get their hands on the footy? Burke, she's been at the bottom of the pack all day. It's going to be a ball up. And this won't mind Clarence and their coaching staff at all. This is probably maybe the direction they wanted to go with in this final quarter, is just repeat stoppages. It ends up in Callan, and we spoke about, she's a burst of speed. We spoke about her at the start of that term and how she's been moved into the midfield. It's at half forward again for Clarence. As those two wrestle for the ball, nothing doing, it's another stoppage. So desperate times now for New Norfolk here. Nice tap from Braslin again. Kick forward from Williams. In a bit of space once again is Tillard. She picks the ball up, she hurries the kick towards full forward. She's going to go and get her own footy there by the looks of things. She falls over the back of the New Norfolk defender. Scurries out the back of the pack here for Clarence. A quick pick up. The handball off to Ruby Edmond. The kick towards goal. It's all about the bounce. Or leaving the footy behind. Can they get boot to ball? The numbers are with Clarence. They've just got to pick it up. They found a free kick. Which way is it going? Is it going to the Roos? It is. It's going to Reardon. And what do you think, John? Might have put the game beyond doubt. Yep.
There's no doubt about that.
I think you might have had our grand final there. So they found a free kick. We look at the replay here, and she might have just caught one below the legs there. Or you can see they've just taken that leg out, haven't they? And we know that ruling. It's been in the AFL now for a little while, and that's a perfect example of probably why it was brought in. And she wastes no time at all, did she? But yeah, I think that might just about do it now. So it's Clarence 4-1-25. They lead New Norfolk 1-1-7. I tell you what, the kicking for goal, the accuracy has been fantastic too from both clubs. So we've only seen two behinds, but now with only 3 minutes left in this grand final, that 3-goal lead might be unassailable. Back in the middle, Bosworth's been working tirelessly all day. Shot off the football. I think it might have been Callanan who drives them forward there. Nice pick up from Campbell. Heads towards centre wing. Bosworth's going to be first to get there, but she's got Brown for company. So they jostle for the footy out there on that outer wing. Great handball from Edmund. So Bosworth and Edmund, there's your tale of the day. They've been fantastic, the co-captains for Clarence. Nice pick up from Ruby Edmund. Heads towards goal again. Is that Reardon there? I'm not sure. I think it is. Already seen her kick a goal just moments ago. What can she do here? Perhaps dragging the ball back in, I'm not sure. Dived on that one, maybe. It's hard to get a clear possession. Once again, it's a stoppage, so I'm sure. I don't know, you'd probably be able to shed a bit more light on this, John, but would this be the first grand final that these girls would have been a part of?
I would think so.
So for
over
Clarence,
13 level, there might have been a couple that might be repeating, but...
So a number of these girls, I'm sure, are about to play in their first premiership for Clarence. It's a fantastic achievement. A lot of hard work goes into these campaigns. A lot of training sessions. A lot of work behind the scenes. From from both clubs as well, just to make a grand final is a fantastic effort. So New Norfolk, although they're probably not going to get the chocolates today, they've certainly been gallant right up to the final siren. Great tackle, holding the ball rewarded. It's a free kick going the way of New Norfolk. I wonder if they can mount one last charge forward to get a score. Heads right into the middle of the ground there, where it all started, the beginning of this game, in that middle of the ground, North Hobart Oval. What a fantastic venue, and on days like this, it's just fantastic to have finals footy at such a historic ground. So we're inside the final minute of play now.
Bosworth, again, clearing that football out for Clarence.
What a fantastic tackle, unrewarded. They've got a bit of space over the back here, Clarence. If they can pick the ball up cleanly, they can't. So it's New Norfolk to repel only as far there as Audrey Triffett. Oh, a bit of push and shove here. Now, we don't want this to creep into the game with only a few seconds left. It's been a fantastically well-fought, hard-fought game from both clubs. Played in the right spirit, in the right manner, and there's been some terrific skill on display. And there's the final siren. So congratulations to the Clarence Roos, and you can see the jubilation, the excitement. And they're celebrating now. So after a long season, finished second on the ladder, I believe. New Norfolk might have been first, but when it all comes down to it, that final siren sounds. And it's Clarence 4-1-25. They've defeated New Norfolk 1-1-7 to take out the under 13A grand final. A fantastically hard-fought game from both clubs as they get in the middle of the ground to shake hands for that final time now. What a fantastic display, John.
That was, and that last quarter was a great way to finish the game. And notice there, number 10, the co-captain for Clarence, Bosworth, more or less stepped up to the mark.
I think between her and Molly Edmond, those two captains, they were brilliant.
They did. I think that last quarter, their settling experience.
Absolutely. I think,
no doubt as captains, that's the captain's role.
Especially in these big games. Louise Reardon up forward. I think she was dangerous too for Clarence.
She was, because if she didn't get the ball, she made it sure that it came to ground, and she was always dangerous lurking up there. Ella Breslin for New Norfolk, what a terrific game she had in the ruck all day.
Outstanding, and she wasn't alone in the middle of the ground either there for New Norfolk. They had some really, really strong contributors in the midfield. Sienna Brown, Bronte Jones, the captain Elise, Elsie is the chaplain. She was fantastic as well. So
we'll be looking forward to next season. Hopefully these players will stay together, because what we did see today was obviously Norfolk. And because at the end of the roster, both teams, there was nothing. New Norfolk finished first, Clarence finished second. There was 0.17 of percentage difference between both teams, so they've obviously been very even. But as we could see, the outside on-ballers for Clarence could take advantage of that ball once it came out of the ruck contest.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of talent for both teams out there, so it'll be really, really interesting and one to follow in years to come to see how that all unfolds. As we're just heading down now, we're about to have the presentation, so I'm sure the Clarence girls are going to be really, really excited to receive the Premiership Cup. I think Tony Gibson potentially with Andrew Hopwood maybe going to head down to them shortly, as we can see them all gathering. Great to see the support from both New Norfolk and Clarence parents, families, friends, all the supporters here packing out North Hobart Oval. It's been great to see. Great way to start the STJFL Grand Finals. Like we mentioned before, there's a big few weeks ahead of us. Really, really excited about that. What a way to start. So you just see both ends of the spectrum at the moment. The jubilation on the faces of the Clarence team, but obviously the despair, disappointment there for New Norfolk, unfortunately. We might head down now for the presentation at ground level.
Good morning everyone, and welcome along to today's Under 13A2 Grand Final for the Barwick's STJFL. Commiserations to New Norfolk, you put in a gallant effort and had a terrific season. Congratulations to the Clarence girls on being able to win a premiership. Well done, girls. I'd now like to invite Lynette Genders from the umpires to come through and call out the umpires who have done a magnificent job today in being appointed to the grand final and doing the game.
Thanks, Tony. Commiserations to New Norfolk. Congratulations to Clarence girls, a great game this morning. Our umpires today in the field are Archie Murrell, Chris Rydberg, brothers on the boundary, Liam and Tom Whiteman. In the goals we have Ellie Mills and Max Wallington. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynette, and once again, congratulations umpires on being appointed to a grand final. I'd now like to invite the coach of New Norfolk, Brad Chaplin, to come forward and say a few words.
I'd just like to congratulate Triff and his girls. You've been the ones that we've been aiming for all year, and a couple of good games during the season. But congratulations to you girls, like you've played your bums off today, and it's a credit to yourselves. Well done. To my girls, like I said to them last week, and even said to them before the game today, that it's a great great spot to be in, even to get where they got, like to get to a grand final from where we've come from over the last 2 or 3 years. So keep your heads high. You can always come back bigger and better next year. And yeah, thank you also to the crowd and everyone that come back to support these girls. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. And once again, well done to the New Norfolk girls getting all the way through to a grand final. Our best player on the ground medal today goes to Clarence player number 6, Molly Edmund.
Over this way. Don't be scared.
I'd like to thank Andrew and the girls for such an amazing year, and for coming along and giving us that good pressure, and thanks to everyone for watching.
Well done, Molly. Now I'll invite Andrew Trivett to come forward, say a few words, and then call his girls out to be able to receive their premiership medallions.
Thanks, Tony. Just really quickly like to thank the STJFL for organising today, and obviously all the work they do during the year. Thanks to the umpires as well. Without them, we don't have a game. It's sometimes a thankless task, but we appreciate your time and effort during the year. To New Norfolk, Brad and his team, you're a fantastic hard footy team. You definitely bring the best out of us, and we really enjoy coming up and playing against you. You've been the yardstick all year, and your game today was excellent. So well done for the year, and we'll definitely see you next year. To the Clarence girls, the Roos, this team spent 2 years not winning a game. We got thrashed and hammered every game last year. So for the core group and this team to come back this year and really be determined to improve their football is fantastic. The hard work we've done during the year has got us to today, and today's game, wow. You guys cracked in and had a fair dinkum effort, and this is what we get. Premiership, well done, girls. Okay, I'll call each name out one by one. So first one's Meg. Miley. Hi, Miley. The midfield ball treasure. Ava. Pelipper. Grand final goal scorer is Louise. Emma Rose. Lily. Mika. Makes. Cheyenne. Layla. Lola. Ruby T. Audrey. Audrey. Emily. Oh, yes, you, Emily. Ruby E. And our two co-captains for today's game, Molly and Gemma. Start it.
And we can't forget the coach, Andrew Treffett. Just like to ask the two captains to stay up here with Andrew to receive the 2022 Barwick's STJFL Under-13 A2 Girls Premiership Cup. Congratulations to the Clarence team.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Under-13 Division A Girls Premiers, the Clarence Roos. A fantastic performance from them today. A great effort as well from New Norfolk. Commiserations to them and their club. They put in a fantastic display today, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the job done. A brilliant performance from Clarence, some notable players there, and Molly Edmund, well deserved. She was best on ground and she received that medal. And a fantastic display today. So thanks very much, John, for joining us.
My pleasure, Tom.
And we're going to close off today here on Duff TV. It's been fantastic. Thank you very, very much for tuning in wherever you've been watching around the state or, in fact, around the country. And we've got plenty more STJFL finals action coming your way in the coming weeks as we head into September. So thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you very soon. Once again,
Thanks everyone, spectators, mums and dads, for coming along and supporting the Barwick's STJFL Grand Final today. I'd also like to acknowledge the SFL for allowing the STJFL to be a party to having this game played with the SFLW Grand Finals today. So thanks everyone. If you want to stay and watch the SFLW Grand Finals, enjoy your day. Thank you.